Hello and welcome to Week 12 of NFL Game Picks. Of course, I got Mr. DJ Gamble here to my right, Chris right to my left, Austin Ramos in the center. And happy Thanksgiving, guys. This video is coming out to you guys hopefully before Thanksgiving. And it's always fun to watch some football on Thanksgiving morning. Don't you guys agree?
Yeah, man.
Can't beat that. Wake up all day, get drunk, eat some food, watch some football. Favorite holiday.
Both of y'all teams are playing on Thanksgiving. How does that feel?
This lets us know that, we're at the top of the fan pedestal right there. Okay. Yeah.
Are you trying to dig at me or something? 2 years ago, last year. Yeah, 2 years ago when the Dolphins, I had the Cowboys on their schedule. I was praying for it to be a Thanksgiving game because I've always wanted to go to Dallas, and Thanksgiving would have been like the perfect time to go.
It was a pretty nice stadium, bro, honestly. Like, they did a good job. Like, they got stuff for the kids and everything outside of the stadium. Mm-hmm. It's really nice.
It's huge, too.
Yeah, it's big as heck.
Jerry's World. Yeah. Massive. All right, well, Week 11 was not in any of our favors, honestly. If we go to the leaderboard, wasn't looking nice. I personally went 9-6, the worst of us three. Me and Chris were tied for last week. Yeah, Chris?
I'm falling apart, man. I'm at the bottom now. What's happening?
101-64 is your record.
It's all right. I'll make a bounce back. We'll see.
9-game difference. Nothing crazy. DJ still on top.
Oh man,
what do you have to say
Chris,
to your fans?
I saw you right behind me, right, and now I see a lot of space.
He's hollowing the rear view now.
Every week it seems like second place switches, but you know what doesn't?
First.
Number one.
Yeah.
Took some gambles last week. They didn't really pan out. Happens, I guess. Wasn't really expecting the Texans to beat the Titans.
I don't think anybody was expecting that game, bro.
Dude, that was like probably the biggest shock of last week, honestly. Like, I was looking at all the games. I'm like, okay, that could have happened. That could happen. I saw the Texans were blowing out the Titans, not even just beating them, blowing them out. I was like, ugh, that's ugly.
You say the same with the Colts in a sense, bro. Like,
okay, yeah, that one was a little shocking, but like, I like with you telling me everything, and I kind of already had that like belief in the Colts. Like, they're a decent team. They just, 1 week they're good, really good. 1 week they're not, and then this past week they were one of those
amazing.
Really good teams.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Jonathan Taylor had 5 touchdowns, I think 200 and something yards. It was wild.
Yeah,
he's running away
2
with
or
that
3 in the second. Like in the first half, he had over 100 yards in the first half already. He was about it.
Didn't Justin Jefferson have like 100 yards in the first quarter?
4 catches, bro. No, 3 catches. Yeah. It was either 3 or 4 catches, bro, and he was lighting their ass up. He said he had a surprise for him, and he definitely.
Yeah. I would say I was also surprised with the Vikings winning, but like it was like once again, the reason I'm saying I'm surprised is because it was a close game.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not that surprised.
I mean, in a close game, you're gonna take Aaron Rodgers or the Vikings. I'm more than likely gonna take Aaron Rodgers. The Vikings just had really good control of the ball, and they literally killed all the clock out. So I mean, it was their game at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, the leaderboard goes. DJ is on top with 110 wins, 55 losses. Matt's right behind him with 105 and 60. Steve is in third, 103-62. I'm 102-63, tied with Eddie as well. And then Chris is in dead last, 101-64. It's not that bad, though. Between the top and the bottom, 9-game difference. We just really, really need DJ to have a bad week. But let's get into Week 12, and we can start it off with the Thanksgiving games. And Chris, can you do the honors of leading us off?
Well, classic game we got coming up here. Chicago Bears making their way into Detroit.
The Den.
The first game, 12:30. Pretty good. We're going to hopefully eat around 12:31, and get a nice little plate going about maybe second quarter, halftime,
Yeah, you're early Thanksgiving type of eater.
I don't know. I'm just kind of rolling with it, man. They're just telling me what to do, man. And when it's time to eat, I'll eat. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna roll with the Bears, of course.
No surprise there.
I'm not confident. The only good thing I have to say is that Matt Nagy is supposed to be fired after this game. So
what if they win, though?
It doesn't matter. Apparently they're gonna fire him.
I mean, if that's the case, just get rid of him now. Like, what's the point of having him there?
I guess
Honestly,
if the original plan is just to get rid of him.
Like, I wouldn't want to throw my coach in. I wouldn't want to throw a new coach in the middle of the week to prepare for a team when you don't even know the strengths and weaknesses of your players.
Yeah.
It's a smart. Like, if you are going to fire him, I would, like, as soon as the fourth quarter's over, hey, don't bother coming back on the team bus, my boy.
Yeah.
You ain't.
Yeah, that pretty much happened to Adam Gase, like literally like week 17, like after we lost to the Bills. It was just like he didn't even get on the bus. Like they just said, like, yeah, you're done, you're out of here. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Chicago as well. And even though with all the speculation of Nagy, I still believe in this Chicago team being better than the Lions. And you know, I've been pulling for the Lions a lot this season, and it hasn't worked. And hopefully they have some Thanksgiving magic, but at the same time, I hope not because I'm picking the Bears. But
no Justin Fields. I don't know if that.
I mean,
Andy Dalton's gonna start.
In that case, I mean, I still take the Bears. It's just like
that boy came out firing last week,
I only caught like the second half of the game, but I didn't think he looked good at all, man. In my opinion, he kind of looked lost out there. I think we gotta get back to running the ball a bit more.
Well, now you guys got David Montgomery back to do it.
Yeah, he played last week too. I mean, Andy Dalton was decent, but like he definitely wasn't winning us the game. And like we had a chance to win that game because they scored with like 30 seconds left. I think I want to say something like that. So like we definitely could have won that game. Well, 22 seconds left, they scored.
Bang! I only saw the fourth quarter and when I text you, but based on his stat line, bro, it looked like he didn't lose you the game either. His QBR was 49, and on a scale of 1 to 99 for our people that don't really know about QBRs, he's a right at an average quarterback last week. So
yeah, he's average, but like I'm saying, I mean, he wasn't winning us the game or really just doing enough that we could win. But we'll see how it works out in Detroit.
DJ, who you picking?
This is a tough one. I'll be in a house with both teams as their favorite.
Yeah, so, represented team.
Yeah. So I think I can talk shit to both people and be okay with it. But this depends on what Lions show up, bro. Because like last week they rushed the ball or they ran for 264 yards, bro. Like crazy. But I don't know. I'm going with the Bears as my solid pick, but I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I'm predicting a close game anyway, but
you wouldn't be surprised if the Lions sneak out with a win.
It out.
And that's like kind of like my mentality too. It's literally like, yeah, the Bears are pretty much a favorite here, but man, it could be really close and the Lions could sneak out a win, but we'll see. Chris, any words?
I mean, the Lions almost beat the Browns last week, so I mean, Browns put up 13 points in one quarter, and that was it. And
that's been like the biggest thing about the Lions this year is just like they've been close in a lot of their games, and it just hasn't come to fruition. I mean, they ended up getting a tie against Pittsburgh the other week, so we'll see what happens. But then we have the next Thanksgiving game, and we have the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, Dallas is one of those teams that always play on Thanksgiving as well, and this time they're playing the Raiders. Amari Cooper is out for this game. This would have been a great little, game against his old team. I think this would have been the first time the Raiders played the Cowboys since the Amari Cooper trade too. So that would have been nice, but he's out, I think, with COVID, sidelined, right? Or it's an injury. I know he's not playing the game. That's for certain.
It just says he's out.
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
But
it's COVID.
I would take this Cowboys team over this Raiders team all day. Just for the mere fact that the Cowboys have proven a lot more to me than the Raiders have, especially with all the problems they've been dealing with. I feel like that's really just plaguing them. But you can't make excuses for lack of play on the field with like outside issues. Is when you're on the field, you're on the field. Like everything else is out the window. So I feel like they've been doing a bad job of handling that. So I'm sticking with the Cowboys.
No, bringing up Amari Cooper, you're not gonna be like, oh, Miami.
No,
he's from Miami. No. All right, whatever. I'm gonna roll with the Cowboys too. Both teams are coming off of a loss last week, so not too high on the Raiders. I feel like they're going down a slippery slope.
They are.
I'm going with the Cowboys.
I'm picking the Cowgirls as well, but yeah, man, the Raiders lost, or they dropped, what, 3 straight or 4 straight?
The Raiders?
Yeah. I want to say, I'm fairly positive it's 3 straight, if I'm not mistaken.
The Raiders, yeah.
Yeah, they lost 3 straight, bro. And Derek Carr said that it's his fault that they, you know, been losing, blah, 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 whoop to whoop. But, you know, I don't think that's you can't just slap a Band-Aid on it and be like, all right, I'm going to play better. You know, I'll take the onus. You still got to go out there and perform. Yeah. First week, I can understand that. Second week, whoa, 3 weeks in a row, bro? Yeah. You're not Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. You ain't going to do it 180.
And it's also not like he's playing horrible either. It's literally just defense isn't working so well, and then the offense is doing as much as he can take him. But they don't. I feel like the running attack has really like been a problem for them. Yeah. And since they've had a lack of that, it's been hurting them offensively a lot. And then it's all in unison. Offense, defense, and special teams, they all work together. There's a reason why they say you got to win all 3 phases of the game, or at least 2 of them. So they definitely have to rely a lot more on Derek Carr to carry this team. So that's why he's saying that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just not working out for them. But DJ? I know you're excited for this next game.
Am I excited or am I?
Or are you shivering in your boots?
This next game, we have the Bills Mafia, Buffalo Bills, traveling to the Big Easy to face the New Orleans Saints. Now, this game is one of those games where, you know, I've been realistic the last 2 weeks, but this week, Thanksgiving week, you're supposed to be thankful. So I'm thankful for the Saints bringing me championship, you know, almost a decade ago. But, you know, still recent than a lot of teams. So
yeah, that's for sure.
More recent than both of mine and Chris's teams.
But the injuries definitely scare me, bro. Adam Trotman is out, our tight end, who I thought was going to be a big producer this year. But we got Dwayne Johnson to like a converted slow wide receiver to tight end. So that'll help sew up a little bit. But we play good on Thanksgiving. We're 3-0. I wore this jersey right here just so it can bring some good juju. Only time I wore it, we beat the Packers. So, yeah, Justin, go Saints.
There we go. Nice. Chris?
I'm going to go with the Bills. Saints have lost the last 3 games, and injuries have kind of piled up for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys just signed Taysom Hill to kind of an interesting contract.
Yeah.
Was it like $40 million?
44.
guaranteed?
No.
It was like 40-something million to like 90-something million. Like it was like in between. Like
25 is guaranteed, I think. But yeah, man. Taysom, it's a cool signing because, you know, he's not going to be the quarterback. Obviously, if he was, Trevor Siemian wouldn't be starting right now. Mm-hmm. But I like to have him around as that gadget player. He definitely adds a different dynamic to the offense. And as you alluded to, we are missing a lot of people, but we've still managed to score. The games are deceiving. We almost damn near went to sleep the last 2 weeks in the first half. And if we start the second half like we have the first half with, you know, 18 unanswered against the Falcons, 22 unanswered against the Eagles last week, I hope they start the game how they finish the game. That's all I can ask for.
You want to know why the Saints lost to the Eagles? It's because Kevin Hart booed them when they were coming out.
I saw that too, bro. No. Said, I don't mean it. I just had to do it for my fans. They'll watch it. I saw that.
No, but in all honesty, this game was probably one of the hardest games to pick for me because I think the Saints are a decent team. They've just been, like you said, riddled with injuries, and that's really hurt their season so far. Yes. And then the Bills have been lacking lately. So it's just kind of like, you know, which team is going to like pull through? Yeah. I would want to say it's the Saints. They're at home. Like you said, 3-0 on Thanksgiving. I think I would love to see Taysom Hill get some more playing time, especially now that you guys signed him to that bigger deal. It's just like, okay, like let's get him some snaps at QB now. Like, you know, do more of those gadget-type plays. It doesn't matter. Since I haven't watched the Saints that much, I haven't heard too much about Taysom Hill this year. You know what I mean? So, like, and the past years, all I hear about is Taysom Hill, Taysom Hill, this, that. But then this Bills team, I mean, they've just got slapped by the freaking Indianapolis Colts. They have a bad taste in their mouth. And, you know, their defensive line is going to be all over. Their front seven is going to be all over you guys. That is one thing that is, like, leaning me more towards the Bills. I really want to go with the Saints because I feel like, you know, home team, Thanksgiving, like, everything is kind of, like, in the Saints' favor. But you can't go wrong with either team in this game. That's what I'm trying to say. So
Bills
I'll go with the Bills on this one.
Bills are number 1 in yards allowed and like they're number 2 in turnovers. So I feel like it's kind of easier choice. And
when you shut out 2 teams with goose eggs on the season, that'll definitely help obscure your stats.
I mean, they're also top 5 in offense yards a game too.
I couldn't tell putting up 14 points last week.
1 week, bounce back week probably.
About the week before with the the Jags,
But speaking of the Jags, DJ, that's our next game. So, yes, we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is the first Sunday game, and not really anything interesting here. I know DJ doesn't want to see the Falcons win. I know Chris wants to see the Jaguars win. So I can pretty much chalk us all up for Jaguars, right?
Nah.
Chris, go ahead.
I mean, it's interesting to me because I'm going to be working this game.
Interesting.
So, that's always fun.
Buffalo Wild Wings is going to call you and say, send this game to overtime?
Yeah.
Turn on the sprinklers or something?
No, I'll be I'll be up there in Jacksonville working this game. I'm not going to take the Jags. Probably going to roll with the Falcons. However, but yeah. You know who's calling this game? Good old butt fumble Mark Sanchez.
No shot.
Yeah. So
I just can't take any advice from a guy that fumbled from his own lineman. I'm sorry. I don't care how knowledgeable you are.
It's one of the most iconic plays in NFL history, and it's like it's not one to be proud of.
Exactly.
I heard my buddy was telling me out of all quarterbacks, he has the best hands. And I was like
catching?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, interesting.
Because that could have meant a lot of other things, like good looking hands or something.
Or fighting. I thought of hand.
Yeah, that too.
That's exactly what I was talking about, Austin. He's a hand model.
Yeah.
But speaking of hand model, Calvin Ridley is out for the Falcons. So
yeah, he's been out for the past couple of weeks.
For mental health, right?
Yeah. Man, I hope Cordell Patterson doesn't play for the Falcons, so it can make my pick that much easier.
Yeah, it's one of those type of things.
Yeah. I'm picking the Falcons for now, as much as it hurts my lips and soul to say that. Yeah.
Have you seen that linebacker that they have that's pretty decent? I can't say his name. It's Foyase Aluquan or something like that.
No idea.
He's top 5 in tackles right now. Pretty decent. Pretty decent linebacker. I didn't know if you guys have heard of him from Yale.
Sir. No, sir.
From Yale, of all places.
Yale.
But I was originally going with the Falcons. I'm not sure right now because I want to make some ground on you guys. But can the Jaguars beat this Atlanta Falcons team? I mean, I
think they could. Yeah,
it's possible. I feel like this is one of the possible ones that I could use to get a leg up on you guys. But if I get this wrong, it really just puts me in a backseat, really bad. Game time decision, but for right now, I'll still ride with you guys with the Falcons. But
I mean,
could switch it at any given moment.
Defensive wise, they're about the same. Offensive wise, the Jags are actually better than the Falcons this year. Yeah. So you never know.
Definitely. All right. Well, next we have one of my favorite games.
Defense would have been a little better.
Of the week. We have the Carolina Panthers versus the Miami Dolphins. You already know who I'm going with here. I got to go with Fins.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
I think the Dolphins are coming to their senses and finally getting back on track. And,
as far as what?
Getting wins. 3 straight wins. I mean, that's not bad. I don't think your Bears can say the same, right? No. We have more wins than your Bears right now.
Yeah. Good for you.
Your time is done making fun of the Dolphins, bud.
No, it's not. You know why, bro? Because at the end of the season, we're going to be doing the same thing, bro. Cheering on other teams, bro. So,
that part more than likely will be true.
That
part more than likely will be true.
And, I wish we played some of the teams you guys got to play, but it is what it is.
Who told you guys to get second in your division? We got second in our division, too. We're literally playing the same exact teams that if we would have flipped roles, we would have been playing the same exact teams.
Well, that being said, I'm rolling with Carolina here.
Do you want to tell us why? Since you didn't give me my chance to tell the people why
I was going to. Why do you want to?
No, you tell people why you're picking the Panthers.
They're just a better team in my opinion. And if I think they're more exciting with Cam Newton there, Christian McCaffrey getting back on track. So I'm gonna roll with the Panthers.
Well, you failed to mention that they probably have one of the better defenses in the NFL. I'm not sure if Brian Burns is still sidelined from Mac Jones pretty much breaking his ankle or whatever, like twisting it. J.C. Horn is a pretty good defender on that team as well. And like you mentioned, they have Cam Newton, they have Christian McCaffrey coming back. So those are big key additions to the team. But they struggle against the Washington football team. And I wouldn't say that, Washington's an easy team or like, a team not worthy of, getting those type of wins. But it looked rough for them. And the Panthers are at least like bounding around Cam Newton. That's something that, they can all agree on. Like, okay, this is like our guy again. And they're really happy to have him back. But I don't know. The way this Miami Dolphins team is rolling right now, not even me being like biased towards them, I feel like they have a better chance, especially at home.
I don't know. Carolina gets after the quarterback, and I feel like that's not a good sign for whichever quarterback you guys end up playing.
And he handled pressure good last week. Go ahead, DJ.
About to say they can't be no more pressure than what they put on Taylor Heineke ass last week. Like I say that and I'm picking the Panthers, but this is another one that I hate to, pick for because Panthers. I think I hate them a little. Well, I hate them a little less than the Falcons, so it doesn't sting as much. But the Panthers' defense is okay. They're rallying behind Cam Newton, as you alluded to. I think another week with him being comfortable with everybody is going to make that big of a difference. But on the flip side, your offense is coming into, sort of to speak. Mm-hmm. So this will be a cool game to watch. But I could see this going either way. Honestly.
So far, DJ is 3-0 on picking the the NFC South. Let's see if it ends up picking the Bucs later on, I think. But yeah, I agree with everything you pretty much said. Some other news: the Dolphins just claimed or signed Philip Lindsay. I think he got released by the Texans, and they claimed him off of waivers. I feel like that'll be a big addition. I don't think he's going to get a lot of snaps, but he's going to get a few, and hopefully, that's something that helps the Dolphins because something I've been preaching about the Dolphins is that they need to run the ball better, or at least stick with the running game. And last week they did that. First time they broke 100 yards in like the longest time. And it was just like, okay, this is good. We need to keep building on that. And I was pretty happy to see that. But, it's not going to come as easy as it was against the Jets with the Panthers now because they have a lot better defense. So they got to rely on that passing game that you're alluding to. But Dolphins have been getting like nice and lucky plays, but it can only go so far. You got to get like consistency now. That's what they're kind of, I think they're lacking of. Next, we have the New York Jets versus the Houston Texans. And should I make this one nice and easy for us, boys? Should I make it nice and easy?
I don't know. Who you guys? You guys
I don't know. This game
Texans?
is. Yeah,
I'm taking the Jets.
You taking the Jets?
Yeah.
You wanna allude on that?
No. I don't know why. Just I know you guys both were probably gonna take Houston after they just.
Well, I haven't made the pick yet because they're both 2-8 teams. I think this is probably one of the worst games of the week, but you'll be surprised because the Texans just had a big both of these teams have upset the Tennessee Titans, which is something they do have in common. Yeah. One of their 2 wins were both against the Titans.
Yeah, you're right.
The Jets, the Titans didn't have literally. I think me and you were playing receiver when they played the Jets, so it makes a difference. Brown got hurt. Yeah, but I mean, man, this is like the Jets put up more offensive yards than the Texans, but it's one of those stats like, well, shit, if you play from behind and you got to throw the ball so much.
Like people were telling me like, oh, that Jets quarterback that filled in for Mike White looked good. I'm like, yeah, because in the fourth quarter, he literally had DBs like 20 yards back. Like, of course you're going to throw. No, Johnson. Flacco looked decent against the Dolphins. The thing is like, in critical moments, the Dolphins' defense would just get in that backfield and
Joe Flacco's out too for the game.
Yeah, so
Zach Wilson's gonna start.
Oh, he's back?
Pretty sure, yeah.
He should start playing. They didn't want to throw him in front of that Dolphins defense, though. But I will split the tiebreaker here between you two, and I'll go with the Texans. I think they're the better team here, just for the mere fact that they do have a better quarterback at the helm in Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, neither team's good. Both bottom 5 in defense. Pretty sure both are probably bottom 5 in offense, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check. No, actually, the Jets are a little bit better, but like you said, they come from behind a lot, so both teams
Kind
are
of empty stats there for the most part.
But I'm gonna roll with the Jets still.
I'm glad you said something about empty stats.
Yeah, no,
no, it's just leading into the next conversation.
Well, since you said it's leading into the next one, we have one New York team to another. DJ, who is playing next?
The Philadelphia Eagles are traveling to face the New York Football Giants.
Nice. Football Giants.
And one of the empty stats I'm speaking of is I saw a post where they were comparing Jalen Hurts to Lamar Jackson, and Jalen Hurts has like 20 more yards and 2 more touchdowns, but it's like, okay, what is his record as a winning quarterback?
Yeah.
And then if you're like you're actually passing the ball more than Lamar Jackson passed the ball because they linked on the running game, and they used him way more in the running game earlier in his career than they do now. I mean, they still use him, but not as much as back then. It's like, I was honestly shocked that ESPN put that stat up because I was like, are they trying to say Jalen Hurts is about to be the next Lamar Jackson? Like, what the hell? And that really just...
I think they're just saying it for the mere fact is just like, wow, I can't believe he's been doing this so far this season. Yeah. Like, a lot of people like to like point out these like random stats as just like, wow, he's having a better year or he's done more than this guy. You know, like stats are stats. I mean, and it's like what you always say, like you can't like choose who you face. Like you face who you face, and like I think the Eagles are playing a way easier schedule than the Ravens are. So I mean, but it's all the same thing. I mean, and like you said, they're empty stats. Like they're playing from behind a lot. But this game, I don't think they're going to be playing from behind. No. I think they are miles and miles ahead of this New York Giants team, especially after what we saw on Monday Night Football.
It honestly just depends on what Giants team show up. Because I seen them look competitive for like a month straight, and then that very next month, they back to the Giants.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the Monday night game wasn't like terribly like blowout. I mean, it was 17-10 at halftime. So it's not like it was still like a winnable game for them. It was 17-10 at halftime, but then they didn't score in the second half. Yeah. And I think Daniel Jones threw 2 interceptions in the second half as well. And then Giants fired
Jason
Garrett
Clapper.
Too. So all those
I don't even know why he was hired, bro. Like, if we being completely honest,
like, you've seen him in the same division 2 times a year,
bro. That
literally like failing to do a good job. Like, what are you doing? I guess he has a decent like credibility to him. I guess like name wise, but like if you've seen someone's system that doesn't work for years and years and years, and then somehow I guess they saw like the success he had with Murray. And then they wanted to apply that to Barkley, I guess. But no 2 players are alike. So, but go on, Chris.
No, all those reasons are why I'm not picking the Giants. I'm going with the Eagles. You have Saquon, and I know he's been banged up or whatever, but you only run the ball 6 times with Saquon, and then you make Daniel Jones throw the ball 38 times in a game. Like, you deserve to be fired.
Why you put so much emphasis on the Quan, bro?
Saquon?
He's always saying names funny, bro. Darren. Say it. Darren Williams. Darren Williams.
I'm telling you. But anyways. No, Giants are really bad. Gonna go with the Eagles in this one, I think. Even though it is away, but Eagles should win.
Yeah, I don't fault you for that. I think like all of us are picking the Eagles, and with a good reason. They've just proven to look like the better team, but in this NFC East, you never know what you're gonna get each and every week. I think the only consistent team this year from the NFC East has been the Dallas Cowboys, but aside from that, I mean, even then they have their days too.
Even then, yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we have an AFC North battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. I think both teams are Steelers have the tie. But Steelers 5-4-1, Bengals 6-4. I'm going with the Bengals on this one. I think I've been riding them the whole year. I think they've been the better team, and the Steelers with Big Ben just have not looked consistently well enough for me to pick them. But I wouldn't be surprised. I think these two teams are kind of at a close area right now, but I think the Bengals are just slightly ahead of them. They have that youth. They have that kind of like motivation to continue going and get those keep racking up these wins, compete in the AFC North.
I mean, offensively wise, the Bengals are the better team, in my opinion, 100%. For sure. Defensively wise, Bengals should be better, but I feel like it's kind of close.
It's close.
If everybody's healthy for the Steelers,
But I'll probably maybe give the edge to the Steelers if everyone's healthy. Especially when you got somebody like TJ Watt on the front line. But I'm gonna roll with the Bengals. They're at home. I think they're just a better team, like overall. Both sides of the ball, just currently with all the injuries in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh coming off a loss and a tie. I don't know. Both these teams really need to win because they need to keep pace with Baltimore and then try to get a wild card spot. So both of them really need to win. But I think I'm gonna give the edge to the Bengals.
I'm picking the Bengals as well. The Bengals won the last two matchups against the Steelers, and Steelers defense banged up. Well, I mean, they were banged up last week too, so it didn't really make a difference. But yeah, man, the Bengals are the better and healthier football team right now, so it's really no other reason to not pick the Steelers.
It'd be a sweep too if they beat them.
Yeah,
I don't remember the last time the Bengals swept the Steelers in a season.
It's been a long time. But this poses a quick question: with the Steelers being 5-4-1
to 1990, by the way,
if they lose, if the Steelers lose, they'll be 500, right? And
sort of.
No, they'll literally be 500.
5-1.
Yeah, that's 500.
Is it still 500 even with the tie?
I was wondering how that worked too, but hey.
It's not a win, it's not a loss.
You're like really confident right now.
It's not a win and it's not a loss. But this poses a question.
Like 499.99.
This is the first, not the first time, but the Steelers are in a position that they haven't been in a long time, especially with Mike Tomlin as their head coach. What happens if Mike Tomlin gets his first losing season in Pittsburgh?
Get a
Join
great
the Bayou Bengals.
Well, first of all, I would absolutely love that. But
and get rid of Sean Payton, or
he was the
coordinator.
About LSU.
That's their swamp name.
I heard
Bayou Bengals. That's their swamp name. But no, bro. I would love for nothing more than that to happen. But damn, bro, I just lost my train of thought.
My bad.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, he's the type of guy that like, you know what I'm saying? Like he'll say, "Oh, never, never, never," until it happens.
Yeah.
Because like, why would you be like, yeah, maybe I would leave the Steelers if we have a bad season? You don't really want to say
it'll be a weird way to go out, especially like never having lose a season, first losing season, you're out.
He's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't think the Steelers will get rid of him.
No, they definitely won't. Like if he leaves, it's on his own.
Yeah.
Man.
But go ahead, DJ.
We offering if we offering
we got a head coach spot open.
We're offering Lincoln Riley $96 goddamn million. I'll bump it up to 97 for Mike Tomlin to come on down. The way he coaches his players and his track record alone, man, that's damn near a match made in heaven for me.
The one thing I would say that it like more than likely points against that happening is literally he's like, why? I'm like I'm coaching professional players. Like exactly. I'm not having to deal with like child stuff, But, to each his own.
You can only dream though.
Yeah, but it'll be cool.
Yeah.
It'll be cool.
Riley might be good too though. I mean, either one is a good coach.
I would like to see Lincoln Riley coaching outside of the Big 12, and like that could happen with Oklahoma trying to get out of the Big 12, but we'll see what happens there. But
come
DJ
over to UCF, that'd be straight.
Okay, I don't think anyone wants to.
Damn, y'all just got Gus, bro. Shit.
Yeah, for real. Well, DJ, since you're 3-0 picking the NFC South, will it be 4-0 in this next game?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis to play the Colts. To answer your question, fuck no, I'm not picking the Buccaneers, man. Although Tom Brady's new the thing on ESPN Plus, it makes you kind of like hate Brady a little less.
I haven't seen it yet.
But Man in the Arena, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. But the Colts, man, like I said, I like the Colts a little more than you guys do, I feel like. But it's one of those things, bro. Tampa Bay, I don't know, bro. Which Tampa Bay team is showing up?
Yeah, I feel that. So you're taking the Colts?
Yeah, I'm taking the Colts.
You got Tampa on the website right now. That's what it's showing up.
Well, if you refresh it, you probably change it.
Man, I was gonna think about taking the Colts too, but I need to make up ground on you, so I'm gonna roll with Tampa. And I don't necessarily think it's like a bad pick. I mean, they're favored to win.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's like 60-40. Indianapolis Colts have some questionable people that might be out, and to me, I feel like they're pretty important people. Quentin Nelson, the guard, I feel like is very important, especially
best guard in football right now.
Yeah, especially when they're running the ball a lot. And Tampa's really good at stopping the rush.
That's what I was about to ask, because last year that was pretty much like their kind of like calling card on defense. Is just literally like they have a great run defense. They're a great run defense. I haven't looked at the stats, but is it kind of like the same this season?
I mean, the Colts are averaging. I gotta pull that right now. Colts are averaging 112 yards rushing, and
Jonathan Taylor is. You can say it like
that. Actually, they're averaging. It's more than that. I was looking at the wrong line. They're averaging 148, almost 150 yards a game rushing. Tampa allows almost half that at 78. So I'm going to give the edge to Tampa. And, it's Tom Brady going against Carson Wentz. Wentz hasn't looked terrible. Like, I give him his credit, kind of where credit is kind of due. 18 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Pretty decent year so far.
And I'd say probably 1 or 2 of those interceptions were, like, early on in the season when he was getting, like, just mauled in the backfield. And on top of that, just, like, making dumb plays. Like, now he's, like, I feel like he's tightened up his game, and it's really helped out the Colts, especially with Jonathan Taylor just being an absolute beast on the ground. But like you said, like this Tampa Bay defense, is their calling card is stopping the run, and the Indianapolis Colts calling card on offense is literally just give the ball to Jonathan Taylor and see what happens. So with that being said, I mean, which side is going to prevail? Is it that Tampa Bay's defense going to prevail, or is the Indianapolis Colts running game?
Before you finish that statement, I just did some quick digging. The last 3 Russian teams that the Buccaneers have faced, like the Saints, your Chicago Bears aren't even really you guys like to run the ball, but you got $150 on them on the ground.
Yeah.
The Eagles got more than that, and they were down by like 2 possessions at halftime. Mm-hmm. So, and then we got over it. So it's like, yeah, they can bend but don't break. But when you put them up against competition, is it really that, or what is it gonna do? So
yeah. Plus, the Bucs have played a lot of easier teams, in my opinion, too. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's going to be a good game, but I'm going to give the edge to Tampa. You still sticking with the Colts?
Especially at what I just told you.
What are you doing?
I'm on the fence. I'm going to go with the Bucs for now, but I could switch it to the Colts at game time. Also, I want to see what the new Hard Knocks episode is going to be like. Like, what's the kind of...
I've seen the first one. I ain't seen the second one yet.
The second one's coming out tonight.
What is it on?
HBO.
HBO.
Yeah, just like any... It's like the normal...
Hard Knocks is?
Yeah, because they're doing like a in-season Hard Knocks, which follows the Indianapolis Colts.
Interesting.
Yeah, the first episode was last week. The new episode's coming out tonight. I want to bet on this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, but I'm scared to bet against this Indianapolis Colts team with Jonathan Taylor running the way he has. Like, excluding Derrick Henry this year getting hurt, I mean...
He's still second.
Yeah. Yeah, he's literally still second.
He's still
Jonathan
second.
Taylor's number 1.
Mixon's third.
Yeah. So, I'm going with Tampa Bay, but, I mean, if I don't change it or anything, I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts win, because it's just literally 2 teams, their best strengths are going against each other, and which side is going to prevail is really what's going to determine who's going to win. But next we have the Tennessee Titans versus the New England Patriots. And this one's, if you would have asked me this 2 weeks ago, I would have said this one's tough. But now the Titans are dealing with a lot of injuries, and the Patriots are just looking better and better each and every week. So I'm going to be quick to the point. I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Yeah, I was about to say, this could have been a 1, 2, 3 type of game. I'm picking the Patriots too.
It sucks though, cause like
Going Patriots, Chris?
Yeah, I'm going Patriots.
Yeah,
Patriots are favored by a lot. I mean, 2 people.
6.5, a touchdown.
I mean, Tannehill's turned the ball over a lot. He's got 12 interceptions. There's one player on the Patriots I know that has 6 interceptions right now, and another
J.C. Jackson.
J.C. Jackson, and then Adrian Phillips has 4. So that defense is.
He's come on a lot since the Chargers game against his old team, so that was crazy.
I mean, that defense is like looking really good now that they got everybody back. It sucks because I'm partial to the Titans. I feel like I root for them because I'm a big Derrick Henry fan. Plus, the homie Bryce from last year. Gotta root for your buddy's team sometimes. Yeah. So like, I want to take the Titans, but it's just it's not gonna happen. All these wide receivers are out. AJ Brown's questionable. Julio Jones is out. Derrick Henry is out. You gotta go with the Patriots at home too. Patriots.
Then you also gotta take in consideration like you said, all the things that are going against the Titans. Plus, like they just got blown out to this Houston Texans team, which I wouldn't say is like any team in the NFL. They're not horrible teams. They're just literally like they just go up against a lot better teams half the time. But
only thing is that I would say to go against the Patriots is both their running backs and both their tight ends are questionable. So that's kind of a big deal because. What do the Patriots do? They try to run the ball and throw it to tight ends.
Throw it efficiently, yeah. And also their best defensive front 7 player, Matthew Judon, does not like their quarterback, a.k.a. Mac and Cheese. No, I'm kidding. He was talking about the dish on Thanksgiving.
Who doesn't like Mac and Cheese, bro?
Me and Matthew Judon.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if that shit touches I hate mac and cheese, bro.
He does not like it, bro. I'm like crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of like a must-have on mine. You probably just been eating the wrong mac and cheese, dude.
I don't know about Thanksgiving, bro, but mac and cheese, bro.
Mac and cheese.
You're missing out.
Christmas, birthday, fucking Monday night dinner, bro. No, don't put no mac and cheese in my plate.
There's so many different versions, too, man.
They all suck.
You can do some Kraft mac and cheese. You go to a cookout, bro, to get some of that baked mac and cheese.
Yeah, no,
that's what my sister does. She does like she bakes it and then puts like cheese, breadcrumbs, all that stuff. It's pretty good. If I wouldn't be gone for so long, like I would have brought you like the leftovers. And then maybe
promise you, bro. That's what you know how many people say that exact same. Bro, you gotta try my mama or you gotta try mine. You ain't had nothing like this, bro.
I'll get you some of that Velveeta one. How about that?
No.
That hand thing. Bro, you can't even go wrong with some Stouffer's microwave mac and cheese. Yeah, that stuff's still the bomb, man. But that's crazy. I mean, to each his own, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of get what Matthew Judon's saying though. Like on Thanksgiving, probably, but like I don't know. I just like mac and cheese.
I just like it. Like I don't think we're gonna have it tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I'm almost positive.
You should get some just for DJ.
I mean, either way, it'll be like
personal cup.
My parents or they'd be like, really?
I have to explain to them the story how I got whooped when I was a baby because I ain't even like mac and cheese. Like it's strong distaste.
I feel like that's a red flag, bro. So ladies, if you watching this right now, any ladies, that's a red flag right there. A guy that don't like mac and cheese.
You can name me Captain Red Flag.
All right. Well, next we have
can't be with no picky eaters.
Next, we have the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Denver Broncos. This is an AFC West showdown. I think this is the first 405 game, if I'm not mistaken. It is. And
sure is, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Took you a while, but I'm taking the Chargers. This Broncos team is kind of turning into a team that we like, who we expected they were gonna be.
A lot of injuries.
Yeah, but like they played a lot of those beatable teams early on in the season. And did not perform so well. Like they got those wins, right? It was like they were undefeated against teams that haven't had wins. And then they play other teams. They don't do so well, but then the other past week they beat the Cowboys. It's just kind of like, it's any given week in the NFL. But for the most part, I would say the Chargers beat this Broncos team, no problem.
It's crazy, bro. Like the Chargers are a 2.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up.
They got the Broncos at a 54% chance to win the game.
I'm looking at that right now too. I'm like, what?
That's why I was making that face. That don't make no sense to me. How can you be a 2.5-point favorite on a money line, but not the favorite to win the game?
Yeah,
that don't make sense.
And then they're calling it like a heavy run matchup, which it's like.
I think that's fair.
Fair, like neither one of them is in the top
Yeah, but
12, 15 in rushing, man.
But you also have so you have Austin Eckler for the
okay, Eckler's 13, and then you got Melvin Gordon at 20, and Javonte Williams at 22. Yeah. But still, come on, man, a heavy run matchup. I don't know about that.
I think the Chargers, with all that's been happening with Justin Herbert, developing more and more, I think they've been, kind of straying away from the run, but still finding ways to keep Austin Eckler included in the offense, giving him touches and stuff like that, passes wise.
He's kind of flamed out a little bit.
I was just about to say the last few Chargers games I've watched, he'll start the game as a starting running back, but every down back is the backup running back. They'll bring Austin Eckler in goal line situations where he can have an extra, receiver in there, but Austin Eckler isn't getting as many touches in the previous years. So.
Yeah.
Who you going with, DJ?
Oh, I'm going with the Chargers. I got damn near half their skill positions on my fantasy team. So
Mike Williams got a clutch TD for me the other day.
I'm gonna roll with the Chargers as well. It's a good divisional game, so I imagine it's probably gonna be close.
It's gonna be tight. Every division is tight.
And it's tight as far as record wise too. Chargers need to win this one, kind of just like I mentioned. They're in the same boat as Cincy and Pittsburgh kind of are. Pretty much the same records almost for this game. They're all fighting for a wild card spot because, like I've been saying, Kansas City Chiefs are back on track, so they're most likely going to win that division. I think they have a bye this week, right?
They do. Them and the Cardinals.
So I'm going to roll with the Chargers, even though they're going to Denver, but it'll be a good game, I think.
Well, Chris, are you going with the other LA team who are playing the Green Bay Packers?
You already know.
Yeah?
I'm going, couple of reasons for that. Number one, I always try to root against the Packers. Hopefully, the Bears are kind of out of it at this point. It sucks to say, even if we go on.
It's a shot in the dark.
Even if we go on and win 6-7 in a row, Packers are still probably going to win. Let's say 3 of those games, 4 of those games, and they're still going to be ahead of us. So we're kind of out of it at this point, but, I still got to root for them to lose. Sorry, Joey, but...
the Packers actually got a heavy schedule. Their easiest games are the last 2, I would say.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, but, they're still...
bye week on week 18.
They're still the Packers, so... They're still the Packers, you know what I'm saying? So it's still going to be pretty decent, I think, overall.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm going to go with Stafford. He has a lot of experience against the Packers too, so I feel
Green Bay too.
And in Green Bay, so he's used to the conditions. It's gonna be cold. This is the first 4:25 game. Still gonna be cold, even though it's kind of afternoon, later evening. It's gonna be cold.
It'll be worse. The sun done came and went pretty much.
It's gonna be going down. I'm gonna take the Rams. I just think they're a better team. They've had a few rough games, but I think every team does, throughout the year. Plus, Rodgers has a fractured toe. Let's see if that has any effect on him.
Yeah, so he showed his foot on the Pat McAfee show.
Plus, yeah.
Does he appear anywhere else but the
I know, right?
Damn. He does Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays. You never heard of it? Yeah. He's on there every Tuesday.
Plus, Rodgers is questionable.
I think he'll still
Aaron Jones, he'll still play. Aaron Jones is questionable. And Alan Lazar is questionable, and Devontae Adams is questionable.
Interesting.
Most likely all of them are going to play, but, if they don't, it's kind of too early to tell because what's today, Wednesday? So we'll probably figure it out by Friday, Saturday, but yeah, I'm going to roll with the Rams.
I'm picking the Rams, too. This is going to be, this could potentially be like a divisional matchup in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to bring your A game in this one. And the Rams coming off an embarrassing loss on primetime football. Plus you got another week with Odell in the system to learn routes and stuff. Not saying he's going to be like a difference maker, but Odell still is. I'd take him over a handful of receivers.
I just really wish Robert Woods wouldn't have got hurt. Yeah. That way we could just seen them on him and Kupp on the outside and then put Odell on the slot. I really wanted to see that. Yeah.
It'd be like Antonio Brown getting his freedom.
So I agree with what you were saying that this kind of alludes to what I was saying about Odell. First game gonna be whatever. Second game I think he's gonna do a lot better than the first game, but nothing too crazy. Third game is when he's gonna do really good. This will be the second game of that timetable I put out there.
And Stafford's gonna look for him too.
Yeah, he is. It's gonna be tough for the Green Bay Packers to lose this game. If I had to say that, like I was gonna say for the Rams to win this game, but I just got caught up saying the Green Bay Packers. But yeah, Green Bay Packers at home. Late November football. I just think the Packers have it. Even with those guys questionable, if they don't decide to play, then I'm obviously switching to the Rams. Yeah. But like you guys were alluding to, this could be a possible playoff game in the near future. What if the Packers decide, you know what? Let's take a bye week here and get all of our guys right, and not even play them. You think that's a possibility or no?
I just saw the Packers won 6 out of the last 7 meetings against the Rams, so kind of on their ass.
Yeah, they have Stafford.
Yeah, true that.
I know. I talk a lot about Stafford, man. I like him a lot, but it's a big change, man. Big change. I think it'll be a good game. I'm gonna watch this game. I'm
gonna roll with the Packers, but if they decide to sideline everyone with all these injuries and such, then obviously I'll switch over to the Rams. But
I don't think they're gonna try. I think they're gonna try to have everybody out there as they possibly
that's what
can.
I'm saying. Like, I hope they have everyone out there, but you kind of have to weigh out those decisions. This is a tough team. If you don't play 1 or 2 guys, you're already forfeiting the game, I would say. You're putting yourself in a bad odds, so you could probably just rest everybody and afford to take an out here and then go on a good run.
I don't know. I think they're trying to win the NFC, man.
And then not only your division, but the Cowboys are 7-3, Bucks 7-3, Cardinals 9-2, and the Rams 7-3. So you damn near need every game that you can win to secure a first round bye. So me personally as a coach, I'm putting them out there because
I wholeheartedly agree with you guys. Like, this is a big game, but I would if there was one game I had to say, like, okay, my guys are pretty banged up right now, and I had to sit them, I'd sit them this game, dude. Like,
I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't play like that. You gotta win every game possible.
For sure, bro. But like,
I'd rather you rest in January than rest.
You got that one slot, and you get the bye week. I mean, you'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm hoping they end up playing. So, but if 1, maybe 2 guys end up saying like, "Oh, I'm not playing this game," like, I'm switching over to the Rams.
You both are taking Packers.
I'm taking Packers. You both are taking Rams.
I don't know what's up with my site because it keeps showing me DJ is wrong.
You gotta refresh the page.
I got you.
Well, next we have another NFC West and NFC North battle between the Minnesota Vikings and San Francisco 49ers. That's crazy. I don't know what's up with this 49ers team. They're a pretty good team. They've pretty much just run into a lot of speed bumps, I would say. Like, they haven't been at the level where a lot of people have been expecting them. Wow. And then I'd say the Vikings just have been dealt a tough hand. Like, they've been dealing with a lot of close games and unfortunately haven't been coming out on top of those. This makes this game really hard for me to pick. I'm going to go with the Vikings, though. I think overall they are the more well-rounded team at this moment.
They're actually the underdog in this pick.
Yep.
They have the 49ers at a -3. But I'm picking the Vikings as well, man. Even though the last time we saw the 49ers, they did look fairly impressive, but so did the Vikings. Even though it was like a shootout in Green Bay last week, I still trust the Vikings can move the ball downfield better than the 49ers can. Even though you got Mr. Do-It-All, Deebo Samuel, where there's a way, they're going to find a way to put him get him involved.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Deebo Samuel's having a great year too. Yeah. I think he's second receiving now.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of good work on my fantasy team.
I was about to say the same thing, bro.
I'm gonna roll with the Vikings though. I haven't really watched a lot of the Vikings games. I know a lot of it's been close, and I'm kind of shocked at the stat line Kirk Cousins has put up so far.
21-2.
Yeah, I mean, 21-2. 2,800 yards. I'm not very big on Kirk Cousins. Like, I don't really think he's a great quarterback, but
just don't get him on primetime.
Yeah, just don't get him on Monday night. Isn't he 0-8 on Monday?
I think he got 1 win. I think recently.
But, I'm gonna roll with the Vikings, and I'm shocked to see Cousins is playing so well. Honestly,
He plays well in the regular season and in the playoffs against the Saints for whatever fucking reason. But
I still think that touchdown with Kyle Rudolph was a PI, but that's neither here or there. That's long gone from now. But yeah, I mean, the Vikings have been building a good offensive team around Kirk Cousins, and then their defense has always been pretty decent. They still have those key pieces. You know, over these years, you would expect like, okay, some of these guys may go. They've been able to retain all this talent. So the Vikings have been a good team, but just things happen. They don't end up winning a lot of these games. And same thing is kind of happening this year. But if they can turn a page and, you know, kind of get one of those decisive wins, I think that could really set up this Vikings team to go on some type of run.
I feel like that was it last week, bro. Against the Packers.
Yeah. You gotta assume they're most likely going to be without Everson Griffin, though.
Yeah, that literally news just broke out today.
There,
but still developing story, so we don't know. But supposedly he was locked up in his house for 14 hours. He thought people were shooting at him, or they were. I didn't get read into it too much. You want to share, Chris? Or
that's pretty much all I know too so far. I think we're just gonna have to wait this one out and see what happens, man. It sounds like, I don't want to speculate, but it sounds like, man, he's on something, or he's having some sort of like freak out, panic attack type stuff. But hopefully he gets it figured out safely. Hopefully with the police. You know, sometimes in Minnesota it hasn't worked out so hot with the police as of late. So hopefully, you know, sending good vibes that way. You know, hopefully they figure it out, man.
Chris is all about the good vibes, good vibes. All right, well, we have Sunday Night Football. We have the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens. Last time these two teams played on prime time, Lamar Jackson had to go take a shit in the bathroom.
A poo-poo.
Ended up coming out and winning them the game. So
I was laughing. He didn't play last week. I was like, man, does he have the shits again? Because they didn't say anything. It just said non-COVID illness.
He was, from what I heard, he was dealing with like some shoulder injury or something. Dolphins nicked him up pretty good, so that's good to hear.
And they still ended up winning with, what's his name, Huntley.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think he looked that good. Who? The Bears. Yeah. I didn't think he looked that good, but if Lamar's playing, you gotta roll with the Ravens here.
He got the job done. That's basically
and he played better than in crunch time. He looked better than Dalton, which not saying a whole lot, but like
you let y'all downfield though. Dalton let y'all downfield last year.
Yeah, and then
you just can't play defense too.
After he throws a pick or something.
But I haven't been impressed with Lamar too much as far as a quarterback standpoint. Obviously, you know, he's got almost 700 yards rushing too, so dynamic quarterback there. Baker's looked pretty bad this year too. I don't really know what to expect from this game, but I'm going to go with Baltimore.
Well, to sort of rebut your point a little bit, Lamar, if you're looking just basically off numbers stats, and not, if you're looking off the numbers, it can look that way. But it's sort of the same thing with Tom Brady and his picks, how, it dropped off of him, like it dropped off the receiver's hand, and, you know, he caught a lucky break. At least 3 I can name off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. But Lamar, he finds a way to get it done with no running game. So,
and if it comes down to the wire, he's won a lot of good games, pretty much backpacking that team. Yeah. You know, Hollywood Brown's been out a lot too, so not much firepower on the offense in general. Besides him, get that man some help.
Well, Rashad Perriman, he I don't know, like he was hurt, so trying to get in the rhythm or Bateman. I don't know why I said Perriman, but Rashad, because we got both of them.
Bateman.
But Rashad Bateman, he came back like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so trying to get the rhythm with him. Hopefully that'll help do something with Sammy Watkins back too.
I'd love to see Sammy Watkins actually play decent.
Yeah. One good catch.
Yeah, he'll make like 1 or 2 like decent catches throughout the game and then pretty much go AWOL.
Pretty much.
I don't know. You also got to consider, Chris, though, like the Ravens have been dealing with all these injuries in their backfield, and that's probably something that they're centering their entire offense around was like, okay, we have a lot of good backs. Let's take full advantage of it. Let's have a dominant running attack. And, I mean, they've been doing that for the longest time. I mean, they tied the longest streak with the Steelers from, like, way long ago. And then now
Murray's out.
Yeah, their backfield is just not healthy, and it's been a big problem for the Ravens offense. Like you said, Lamar Jackson has had to carry this team, and you saw it, against the Dolphins. If the Dolphins were shutting down Lamar Jackson, they were shutting down the entire team, pretty much. So, can the Browns replicate that type of action if Lamar is playing? I don't think so. I think Lamar is hungry. This Ravens team is hungry. They want to continue striving and being the leader in the AFC North, and this is one of those big games that you have to kind of like prove it. You have to get this type of win. I mean, this is what the fourth night game for the Ravens at home. I think this season they've had a lot of.
One of them was in Miami.
Yeah, the Chiefs one was at home. The Colts one was at home. This has to be at least a third home night game, which is pretty crazy. Ravens have been in a lot of primetime games this year, which is it's good to see because you see a lot of Lamar Jackson. It just sucks because they've been dealing with all these injuries as I've been mentioning. DJ, real quick, are you going with the flock?
Of course.
All right, so clean sweep around the board. We're all going with the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, we have Monday Night Football, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Washington Football Team on 8:15 p.m.
I'm not that thrilled, honestly.
I'm in between on this game.
And this is another one where they have the Washington Football Team favored as far as the spread by a point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you go to the matchup predictor and it's 51-49 in the Seahawks favored. So it's kind of a toss-up game, I think. I'm going with the Seahawks. I don't think it's going to be a toss-up game per se. Although I don't know who's playing running back for the Seahawks at this point, but
it's Travis Homer.
Yeah, exactly. So,
bro, come on, dude.
I don't know.
You know what college you went to?
Miami. I don't know. Hopefully Russ gets back on track. Seahawks are one of my other favorite teams in the league outside of the Bears. I love Russ, DK, the whole squad, but I'm gonna go with Seattle on the road in this one.
Dude, I saw this picture, this meme on Twitter, and it was like, "Let Russ cook," and it was just like a mess of food. It was hilarious. I can't describe what like the food looked like, but I just remember it just being it was like a bunch of stuff thrown together, and it was just a complete mess. This was pretty tough. This is one of the games that I kind of like. When I was making the graphics and everything, I was just like picking the games along with it, and then some of these games I left like untouched. Like let's see what other games I left untouched. New York, Houston, and Buffalo, New Orleans. Those were some of the games that I left untouched, and then the Seattle Washington one was the last one too. This one's really tough for me. I like Seattle better than Washington, but Washington is just, I wouldn't say they're on a roll, but they've been consistent. They've been being really competitive, and like I've said that a lot for like teams like the Lions who haven't won a single game. But this Washington team can pull off some wins. So can they win on Monday Night Football against the Seahawks at home? Possibly.
Seahawks defense is really bad.
Who?
Seahawks defense is really bad.
Yeah, they're one of the worst defenses, and
I think they are the worst defense. I'm pretty sure.
Uh-huh. And Russ hasn't been doing it lately. So for now, I'm gonna go Washington, but game time decision for pretty much the third game this week for me.
Well, I don't need a game time decision. I'm locked in with the football team.
Yeah. That's what I like to hear.
They won 2 games in a row and embarrassed the shit out of Tom Brady. And they almost beat the Broncos, but they couldn't score or get a first down and save their life in the fourth quarter. But nonetheless, Russell Wilson is another week removed from the injury, so maybe he'll perform a little better for our guy Chris over there. But
we'll see, man.
He hopes so.
Yeah, I'm liking the football team.
Yeah, I feel you. Like I would like rather say the Washington Football Team, but this Seahawks team could be surprising and get a win here. It's just they haven't looked good, and they have the pieces. Their defense has just not been performing to expectations, and then their offense has been pretty much doing the same thing. They're pretty much inconsistent. So is Washington, but I feel of the two, they've been more consistent than the Seahawks. So I'd go with the Washington Football Team, even without Chase Young, even without certain players. But that pretty much puts a wrap on Week 12 picks.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to say? Give shout out to the fam for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It's always nice watching my Bears play. Hopefully we actually get a win.
Doubtful, but
hey,
Safe travels, folks. My fam's going to the Big Easy. Well, my mom and stepdad going to the Big Easy, watching that game. Yeah.
Awesome.
Spend Thanksgiving with a fam out there. So
that's great.
Safe travel.
Well, if you guys watched all the way to the end, we appreciate you guys and we're thankful for y'all. So happy Thanksgiving. But that pretty much wraps up Week 12, and we'll see you guys next week, and it'll be virtual. So stay tuned for that.
It'll be interesting.
It will be interesting.